Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Dead Man's Hand, an anthology of the Weird West. John Joseph Adams, editor. Performed by Phil Gigante and Natalie Ross. For Wild Bill Hickok. Introduction by John Joseph Adams. The phrase Dead Man's Hand refers to the poker hand held by the gunfighter Wild Bill Hickok when, in 1876, he was shot and killed by the coward Jack McCall. There's little doubt that Hickok was playing cards at the time of his death, but what Wild Bill was actually holding seems to be open to some debate. Legend has it that Hickok's hand was comprised of black aces and eights, with the fifth card a mystery. But in some accounts it's jacks and tens, or other variations. I suppose the only way we could ever know for sure would be to ask the man himself by reanimating his corpse or traveling back in time, both of which are the stuff of the weird Western tale. Not to be confused with space westerns, like Joss Whedon's beloved, canceled too soon TV show Firefly. Weird westerns generally take place right here on Earth, only the world we all know and love is just a little bit different. Like worlds where vampires are real, or clockwork cowboys roam the frontier, or 49ers head to California to mine for manna, or airships patrol the skies. In other words, weird westerns are stories of the Old West infused with elements of science fiction, fantasy, or horror, and often with a little counterfactual twist thrown into the mix. You might be thinking, that kind of sounds like steampunk. And it's true that steampunk and weird westerns are similar in a lot of ways, and you'll find some stories, like Sherry Priest's Clockwork Century novels, that could certainly be considered both. But whereas steampunk can take place anywhere, and often is set in Victorian-era Britain, the weird western almost always takes place in the American Old West, where steampunk is often focused on urban settings and the accoutrements of its period. The weird western is typically a darker, grittier take on a similar notion, with strong elements of the traditional western genre, the wild frontier, the gunslinger/cowboy, gold fever. And while in both you often see anachronistic uses of technology, steampunk tends to be more focused on counterfactual scientific advancements, whereas the weird western welcomes that, but also equally embraces magic and other elements of the supernatural. So while both may have clockwork automatons, it's in the weird western where you're most likely to have a dead man reanimated by a necromancer, only to...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?